Right on. So, where does Nagalase come into the picture? Because this is the flip side of the coin, if I understand correctly.
Right. So if you get weak, your house gets repossessed or you get pneumonia or something goes wrong, that gives disease a chance to grow and take a hold. And if it grows enough, that disease can send out the enzyme nagalase, which blocks production of your body's GcMAF. And so nagalase is basically all bad. You don't want any of that.
Gotcha. So, this sounds like an incredibly important medical discovery. I am a little curious. Do we come in contact with Nagalase any other way besides something that viruses produce in the body?
That's the only place that we know of it. I mean, there are a number of diseases which are very clever things. They know that in order to enter the body, they have to destroy your body's defenses. And the defense they destroy is your GcMAF. And, there are a billion people in the world who just can't make GcMAF because they've got too much nagalase in their body.
Fascinating, man. And so if they had the GcMAF, that would be a complete Nagalase inhibitor that would keep it from taking root in the body at all.
Oh, yes. GcMAF will prevent the production of nagalase. And that is why the diseases have to wait until your body becomes weak. Because if your GcMAF is strong, it will defeat the nagalase.
Wow, yeah. So GcMAF sounds like the holy grail here, like the true engine of the immune system. It's surprising that this was kept quiet for so long, but I guess one criticism that comes up in these situations where we're given new medical information and something is being sold and it sounds a bit like a miracle cure, it works on so many things, critics say the body is too complex and there just aren't any miracle cures. I'm sure you've faced those types of criticisms before, but how do you typically respond to that?
Well, GcMAF is a natural protein which helps the body cure itself. It's as simple as that. It has no side effects. It is the king of immunotherapies.
And are there ways we can increase our GcMAF production naturally in the body? If it is a natural thing, how can we make sure we have enough of it to not get diseases?
Well, if you're healthy, your GcMAF will be healthy. So you've just got to live a healthy lifestyle. Don't eat too much sugar because that causes a number of diseases. In fact, cancer only eats sugar. And there are a lot of diseases that depend on sugar to exist. Tobacco is not the big problem here. Cancer does not eat tobacco. It does eat sugar.
Wow, yeah, I'd heard people say that too. I wondered exactly how much truth there was to it. Also, I've heard if you keep your body in an alkaline state, that too will make an environment where cancer can't really survive.
That's right. There are over a dozen ways of curing cancer, and that is one of them. And normally, if you're not using GcMAF, you've got to put 5 or 6 of them together to succeed. But GcMAF has 20 brilliant actions in the body. 2 everyone knew. It rebuilds the immune system and it activates macrophages. But we've published 32 research papers. Of the 120 research papers published on GcMAF, an embarrassingly large 32 of them are ours. And when we saw those experiments where we test for the activity and we could see the cancer being eaten and the cancer tumors being turned back into healthy cells, we then realized more was happening than just those 2 things. We then did experiments where we found that GcMAF inhibits angiogenesis, that is to say, it stops the blood supply to tumors. It causes apoptosis, suicide of cancer cells. It reverts the cancer cell phenotype to normal cells. That's where it turns cancer cells into healthy cells. And it reduces the metastatic potential of human cancer cells. So that is to say, it stops secondaries. But it also does a few other things unrelated to cancer. It increases energy production at the mitochondrial level, which is relevant for ME/CFS and also for autism. It improves human neuronal metabolic activity through CAMP signaling, which is relevant for autism, ME/CFS, CFS, multiple sclerosis, and ALS. It counters toxic effects, including cadmium, and it abolishes neuropathic pain due to neurooxidative stress. So there are 11 things we've already published that GcMAF does.